first off, a week to get your head sorted for this important game. Lose this, you're out of the championship.
Yeah, it's the massive challenge. You heard Seamus McAnarney last week. The minute the defeat was realised against Dublin, front and centre, he said, we're going to turn this around. That is the challenge. I could throw loads of numbers at you, Michael, but suffice to say, only one team has been able to complete this 6-day turnaround. I'm not so sure Meath are so special trend.
Final for a finish.
Yeah, Michael, the thing about it is, I know Kevin says it's a 6-day turnaround. Actually, no team has done a 6-day turnaround. Dublin's was a 7-day turnaround, so that extra day, you know, and this is Meath and Down are trying to make history today, so it was the last time for it. But listen, Dublin, if you take the Dublin defence, the zonal defence, I mean, the way they play, they're probably one of the strongest defences in the country, the way they say. Like, Laois's defence not be as good. Now, the young lads that played well against Kildare didn't really get going. They were both taken off on that match, you know. Which is good that they covered well, and you know, Dublin could have beaten them and maybe beaten them well if Dublin maybe take better chances at the end. I think from Meath's point of view, the start will be very important. There's a strong breeze blowing out here, and it'd be maybe important enough that they won the toss and play with the breeze in the first half. So a lot of things like that make a difference. I don't think it's a bearing on it. The fact they did do well, I think there's maybe too much been said about the whole thing. I mean, the teams that you know this weekend they'll be out next weekend again. The winners this weekend, so it doesn't really make that big a difference.
Except eventually.
And that one is kicked truly and over the bar. Nice handy one for Brian Farrell to get players. The referee looks on and decides in the end it's got to be a free to Laois. Quigley kicking it, very, very long indeed. They just about hold on to it there. It's Colm Kelly. Fouled the first ball when he was deemed to have handled it on the ground. That's better. Back to Clancy. Looking to put the sides on term. He's done it. Good kick by Pádraig Clancy. 32-year-old playing in his 50th championship match here in O'Connor Park. Took the pass outside. That was a fair old kick from 35 to 40 metres out. It's in the championship this season so far. It's a fair old distance out from the point of kicking this to the goal, a good 50 metres, and that one has travelled beautifully over. No mistake whatsoever. Very good finishing in the opening 3 attacks then, and it is 2 points to 1. Laois leading.
Yeah, very good score again by Ross Munnelly. We were
taken down well here by Brian Meade into the centre. It's Graham Reilly who sets off. Good solo drive through the centre here. Kevin Meaney trying to cut him off with the pass. Comes out here as far as Alan Forde. Onto his left, little block on it. Goes towards Sheridan. Got 2-2 when the team's last met here 2 years ago. This is on towards Mickey Burke. And Mickey Burke puts it over the bar. Only his 3rd ever championship point. And Mickey Burke back at the ground where he suffered a leg fracture when the teams met here 2 years ago. So overcoming a kind of a psychological barrier as well for him coming back here. And he's done it with a free kick. Ready to take on his man who's Healy. Goalkeeper comes. I think he might have had an eye on the forward coming in as well. Did well to get away with that. And it comes out as far as Billy Sheehan. Driving forward here is Gary Walsh. Started the day at full forward. Back in towards Sheehan it comes. Has Munnelly available to strike it from a distance, and it carries beautifully over. It's a lovely score by Ross Munnelly. Well, great work by the 29-year-old from Arles Kilcrews here. That's the 45-metre line out there. Wind supported, he puts it over, and it's intercepted by Clancy, but it still comes back to Mickey Burke. And Brian Meade, as his colleagues tried to play into the wind and have to carry it forward. No point in just booting it haphazardly, because the wind will get it, it'll be misdirected, so they work it in measured fashion, and it's Graham Reilly who kicks it over the bar. His first point. Teams are level once again here, level for the 3rd time in O'Connor Park. That was patient, that was deliberate, and that was excellent by Meath. Graham Reilly's first score. Would pass, and a lazy one at that, and straight to Quigley, who got the final touch there. McAnarney felt it was off the Laois man, but the linesman on this side, who is Rory Hickey from Clare, thought otherwise. Colin Begley now, setting Laois away. This is Darren Strong, living up to his name and booting that one from a huge distance out, and he puts it over the bar. His 3rd point of this year's championship, and it is Laois who lead again by 4 points to 3.
Oh, that's some fantastic football. In fact, the Laois half-back line look really good. Darren Strong, John O'Loughlin is covering when Meath attack, and Conor Boyle got the goal the last day. They can score from the half-back line.
right in the space of a week. 18 wides is an enormous amount. Is it a mental thing? Is it technical inability in front of goal? Is it a lack of confidence? That's Quigley hitting it. And that one's got all the way over. Nothing wrong with his confidence. Brendan Quigley over David Gallagher's crossbar. Should David Gallagher have come out here a moment earlier? No, difficult even when you look from there.
Very hard to judge that wind. I suppose that the manager will be happy if they're creating the chances once they're not shooting from stupid.
Cleverly worked down here. Billy Sheehan. And the Kerry native crosses the Meath 45-metre line. Beautifully transferred here. O'Connor. And the final shot has gone over the bar. And it's Damien O'Connor from Timahoe. A move was started by a Timahoe player, the goalkeeper, Owen Culliton, and finished. Difficult one for Conor Boyle to hold on to, but he did. Very assured player, Boyle. One of those students in the Laois team who goes to Carlow IT. Retained here by Peter O'Leary. Held onto by Rob Strong, or Darren Strong rather. And a big kick at the end of that produces another fine point. Really good score for Ross Munnelly, and he's got a third. 7 points to 3, 4 ahead. And Meath haven't scored now since the 8th minute of this match, so 10.5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and Ross Munnelly is their go-to man. If you can only get him, it's hard to hold on to your place.
Once again, it is the man who got the opening point, Brian Farrell, who takes this. One man to aim at up there. Clancy's did well with his first point attempt. This one drops short. I'm surprised they haven't more players up there in support of him. My goodness, what's happening here? The goalkeeper has conceded a penalty. Out of nothing, Laois have themselves an opportunity of getting the opening goal of this game, and all because of this here. Lost it in the challenge, and then pulled the leg of Colm Kelly. Oh, we'll have nightmares over that, I think, David Gallagher. And he's got a yellow card as well for his troubles.
I think it's his second nightmare this year, Ger, unfortunately, for David Gallagher. I think it was in this ground actually that the last against Carroll that Carroll got a goal as well.
Yeah, it was penalty for Laois. 26 minutes into the game. And the referee is telling Owen Harrington to go off until such time as he's ready to call him on. So an extra few seconds now for Ross Munnelly to compose himself here, looking for his 6th ever championship goal. This is important for Laois, and he's got it. No mistake. He may have been booked a few moments ago, but after 26 minutes, with that penalty goal, he's given Laois an emphatic lead of 1-7 to 4 points. And now Owen Harrington can come on for Donald Keogan.
Yeah, very important goal for Laois.
Numbers there. Here's Healy once again. He's been a very good hurler in his days with the hurling team as well. This comes out once again to Peter O'Leary, making a lot of ground in towards Colm Begley. Begley soloing, looking for somebody to dish it off to. It's Colm Kelly kicking and kicking well. Good point. First of the match for him. And everyone on the inside forward line starting out today for Laois has got a score here, and they've got a lead now of 1-8 to 4 points.
Yeah, very well measured score.
But kicker, he just might be able to make it. It's an important one. Would be Meade's 5th point. It will give them a little bit more hope. Deal with here. Rain lashing into his face, but he has the breeze behind him if he catches it well. Got a point from play a few moments ago. So Kelly from Stradbally lets it up and lets it over. Great kick.
McHugh with me here in the studio. Kevin, Laois started with the breeze, started with the best play, have the lead on the scoreboard pretty much as they would have hoped for.
Yeah, they're in a good position, 7 points up. Breeze is strong. Yeah, it's a central part of the game now. But
although it does seem to have died over the last 10 minutes.
The rain
has changed that.
tends to dampen it down a bit. The Meath forward line, we've Reilly really penciled in at midfield, haven't scored from play at all. That's a concern. It has to be a concern. And some of them just not playing particularly well. So Laois are
this is what they would have feared from last week. They were saying absolutely. It won't make any difference, but of course it does.
Yeah. Now, can they shake it out at half-time? Perhaps they can, because they will have the wind, whatever is going to be in it in the second half. They're in a tough place now, Meade, and they have to really lash out for the last 35 minutes, or they're going to be out of the championship. You
were talking to me, Martin, about the physicality, if you like, that Justin McNulty has brought to this Laois team, and obviously his background in Armagh football. Now, they've had 5 players booked here. Meath have 2, 7 players booked. You're not guaranteed to finish with 30 players here.
And you know what's very interesting with the Laois thing? Them 5 players, only 1 defender booked, 1 midfielder booked and 3 forwards. The modern day football, Michael, will tell you that forwards are allowed to tackle harder than defenders now, because defenders will give away scores. So definitely Laois are putting in big hits, particularly up front. We saw the incident for the penalty, where there's a forward tackling the goalkeeper. You had the incident on Donald Keogan, the corner back. And Laois, I think tactically, Meath are not big into tactics. They like to go out and play just orthodox football, but they're leaving Mickey Burke loose, where Damien O'Connor is roaming out the field, and that's leaving Mickey Burke loose. And Meath are not coping well with that. And John O'Loughlin sitting in defence, and Laois are running at them and causing them a lot of problems. Where I'd say Meath were planning for Laois, especially with the one kick the long high ball, and they've changed their style of football and causing a lot of problems.
All right, lads.
Billy Sheehan driving forward here. It's going to be interesting to see exactly where they opt to play him. Breeze against them. Maybe it's lessened a little bit in its intensity. Again, it's work forward. Oh, that was Billy Sheehan coming onto it, and he's got a point. He's put it over the bar. He might well have got himself a goal there. Look at the movement again. Keeper to beat. Team beaten 6 days ago, if they're going to stay in the hunt for the championship. Laois have other ideas, and these 2 county teams have given us some great battles in the past. And that time it's Billy Sheehan held onto the ball almost beaten out of him. Quigley taking the free kick. Gary Walsh recovered, played back smartly to Russ Munnelly, who got a goal from a penalty, and now he has added to his half-time tally of 1-3, and he's got a 4th point. And it's a very, very smart start to the second half by Laois. This is the start I was anticipating from Meath.
Absolutely, it's the dream start for Laois.
Clancy for Laois, this great warrior of this Laois team. And he's got another one from them off the post and over the bar. 3 in a row for Laois. And they might have had a goal among those 3 scores. Instead, it's 1-12 to 5 points.
A fantastic run. Just the start they wanted, driving at the Meath defence. If they didn't score, they'd have had to fall them, because it was 2-on-1 on the inside. Great intensity to win the ball back from Meath as well initially. Correcting that earlier on, Joe.
Stephen Bray about to hit this one, trying to go round the corner with the kick, and that is 1 back for Meath.
Times.
And this is going to be kicked back in here once again by Stephen Bray. He's gone all the way back, the tourist route. Having a go here is Owen Harrington, and Harrington puts it over the bar. Doesn't score too many points. Well, that's 1. And that's 2 in a row now for Meath, and this is how they went about it. Took on an ambitious kick here. Big, huge drive from Harrington and over the bar. Point number 4 here from Freeze. Not going to miss one as easy. Wind supported. 4 points in the match so far. Leaving it up, hitting it, and guiding it over beautifully. Brian Meade now. Big one in, it's knocked down, here's the chance! Oh, it was there for Jamie Queenie. And every Meath man, woman and child here thought he was going to do it again. This was his angle. Neatly in here, as far as Paul Cahalane. And Cahalane dances over the challenges, holds it, looks for a support player. And that is kicked off an angle and kicked over the bar quite brilliantly.
That is a fantastic score against the wind on the outside of his foot. Really skillful thing to do. Normally the ball slices off the outside of your foot, but he's some footballer.
Still continuing to pour forward here. Looking for a miracle at this stage. Farrell played off. There's a return. And that's 1 back. Helped in there well by Padder Byrne. Got a goal against Kildare. He's got another one here. Is it too late?